So let's tackle the hardest part of this process, which is the roofs. Now, the hard part is the overhang. That's the gables of the roofs that hang over. You also have the peaks of the roof and where they're going to connect in your model kit. So you almost have to limit the walls of the roof. If you want to have the peak of the roof come to a pitched roof, you have to plan that out with your walls. They can only be certain dimensions in the width and the height. The gables in the front have to be planned out, and the curved and the compound, the L turn in, L turn out, the diagonals. I mean, it's really a custom thing, but they look super cool when they're done, especially when you get into the intricate patterns like you see down here. So let's jump straight into that portion of it. Now, for the high rise, for the Metropolis kit, most of the rooftops you see here are more of a parapet roof. They're a flat roof, and the wall comes up to a parapet, like an angular top is a continuation of the wall unit, so it's a little different, but it is at the top floor, the top cap of your model kit. And if we looked at something like the White House, you could see from the front view here, on the White House, you could see the front gable, so you could see a little bit of a pitch going in here, but you see the dome and the corresponding colonnades that go around the radius of the roof are limited. There's only a little bit of it here, but the rest of it's a flat. So the top of it's going to be a parapet roof. A lot of time there's a railing and different pieces that go on the front and the sides of it. So with all that said, let's go ahead and jump in here and see if we can figure this out. So for planning the roof piece, we got to make sure that we're following the same measurements here. And so this piece here, if I go up with this one into the side view, I'm probably going to lift this up a bit, just like we saw with the White House. We're going to make sure that, and I'm off a tiny bit the angle, so you want to catch anything like this where you have things going off center there. But I'll come back to that a little bit later. But something like this. So this is going to be 1 meter in height, and I might even go up a little more, say like that, in 2 meters. But let's just stick with 1 meter. Let's just do a real subtle, almost like a curved cap and a parapet roof for this. So what I'll do is I'll start off and use the 4 viewport here to help communicate what we're doing. So I'm going to come over here to the front and just make sure I got the front is the right side of the front. Here we go. This is where you're, again, thinking like an architect. We have to really plan this out carefully. So I'm going to just make a cube that spans this piece right here, and that way I have like a little piece that can go around the corner. So let's try that out first. So right here in the front, I'm going to go in here with my cube, make sure it's on interactive creation or polygon primitives, and make sure my snap is default is turned on, which it is. All right, excellent. And we'll go in here and I'm just going to click and drag across here one time, and I didn't get close enough in my side or my front view to see very well, so I'm going to, after I do that, I'm going to pull upward, and there I can see a little bit in my perspective viewport, and there it just came into the screen in the front viewport. So there you can see it right there. So I did get it there. So usually you want to zoom it, kind of get it aligned a bit here so you can see where you're going with this. And now I can go ahead and hold down the good old D key and bring that up. There we go. And so that's going to be our little test piece here. And this is there's some really killer pieces that we can use for this. So if we just have like a flat parapet roof behind it, and I could set this dome down a little bit flatter, so I just click one piece of the group and up arrow to get my tower group here, and hit F on the keyboard, make sure that I can see everything. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring it down, and let's maybe subdivide that deck down to 5 just for the moment, and bring it down so it's like little bit more than halfway, not quite flat, but enough where we'd have like a thickness to it that for the roof that's going to be flattened on there. That should be good enough. Okay, so there's a couple tricks I want to show you with this particular phase of the creative process. The first one's the wedge tool. The second one's the mirror tool. So I kind of started to hint at them, and I just thought, well, let me freshen up a bit and make sure that I really show you the best way to use this. So if you go to Modeling Toolkit, up here is the multi-component, which is F7 on the keyboard. So if I hit F7 on the keyboard, I can click on a face, and then Control Shift, and I click on an edge. So I actually did those in order. I can then go Shift click. Let's see, I'm gonna try that again. Shift right click, excuse me, go to the wedge face tool, click on the face, Control Shift click on the edge, and then Shift right click to wedge, pull up the settings box for it, and we're gonna see what this does here. And go ahead and hit apply, and you'll see it actually rotates that face that I picked first, and then Control Shift from that edge is going to wedge, or it's going to do a curve, a fan, or sweep off of that edge right there, which is really powerful and useful. You see it's just touching right in here, but I think that's okay for the purpose of this. We could, prop these up with the trim set or whatever, and that gives us a pretty good little wedge piece to play around with on this. Now I could back it off a little bit, so you could go into the wedge angle here and then middle mouse drag, and I could bring it up off of this piece if I want to have a soffit underneath there. But let's go ahead and just punch in 90 so that's even. You can change how many divisions it has here, so you could click on that and then middle mouse drag back and forth if you wanted to have a flat angle like that. And since I'm kind of going with a motif here, trying to have this all be like a curved dome type of architectural piece, I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that, and then go back into object mode and go to the move tool. Same thing we've been doing, go D and then V. I'm going to align that to the inside corner, and then I still have it defaulted to the grid snap. I'm going to bring it over to my grid snap here. I'm going to freeze and delete history, and you see that got rid of the wedge tool interface, but you can also see that it flipped my faces backward, which is really lame that Maya still does goofy stuff like that. So let's see what just happened. Probably good that I'm experiencing this live, so you can see if I go inside of here, it's all black. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. So I thought it would go away, and did not. Object mode, and there we go. Grab that. P cube still there, has no history on it, so to speak of. Go to mesh display, and let's go to set to face, and then we'll go mesh display again. We'll go to faces and see if we can grab all the faces there. And it really messed it up. That's just there's some tools in Maya that they've really brought along quite a ways, and there's some tools that they just have failed miserably to update with the times from the Max and Moto and now Blender. But yeah, it looks like it might have messed up all of them. So if I fly inside this thing, go to face, I can't grab a face at all. So how crazy strange is that? All right, so we'll just do it again. All right. So let's see, where's that? Way down here, P cube. We'll just delete that P cube and do it again. So we'll click and drag across bottom here, and then click and drag up, and go back to the 4 viewport mode, and bring that up like so. There we go. And we know that that is 6, should only be 5. So bring it out to the front here, like that. Looks like everything's snapping pretty good. And go to the side view here. Oh boy. And go to face, grab the top face and bring it down. And then go into the 3D viewport here. Go to object mode. DV overrides the grid snap, and then hold down V again and we'll snap it right there. So if I want that curve to come down but not touch the top of the dome, what I would do for this roof piece is make a little bit of clearance there. So I'm just going to grab these edges right here, go to the modeling toolkit, connect it one time, hit enter, go to the viewport here, and snap it down so there's a little bit of clearance right there. And maybe even down one more, like that. And we'll give it one more. So grab it again, connect one time, hit enter, and bring it up one. So I'm kind of keeping that easy on the grid. So here's again the connect tool. So I'm going to go to multi-component and going to go shift right click. This is the wedge face tool. Click the face that you want to rotate it from, and then control shift, grab the edge you want it to hinge from, and then hit apply. And there it goes. Bingo. Beautiful. Right click, go to object, go to the move tool. That should be good. Now if I freeze it and delete the history, it shouldn't, I'm just getting rid of the wedge and all these tweaks in here. It shouldn't blow up. I'm going to save what I'm doing because you never know what it's going to do, right? And bring it back down to the 000 world space. All right, cross our fingers. Freeze. Oh, it did it again. And if I undo it, it won't undo it. Ah, you mother. What the heck's going on? All right. I guess maybe the tool's still active. Yeah, well, I remember when the tool first came out and I kind of started using it. It was like, oh, it was so bad. I just stuck to 3D Studio Max. It's like, why bother using, they can't get this tool to work right. Because it's such a powerful tool to do this. They call it a sweep. And there's a bunch of other ways this tool is used. Let's try and duplicate. So I'm going to shift drag, and it's going even crazier. The other thing we could do with this is we can drag it down to the ground over here. And since Maya has these crazy node systems, so even if I'm shouldn't have to open the node editor for just basic polygonal modeling, right? So file, and I'll export the selection. This is actually a good exercise, and we'll call this roof spanner. And this is going to be what, a 4x1 by dot 2 _01. So see if this works. Copy, and I'm going to go down to OBJ. So I'm going to go to the most the cleanest way I could do this. And if I need an extra OBJ folder in here, I can right click to my project and we'll go OBJ _ cleaning or clearing. And you just got to do it because Maya just does that. Can't really call it. Okay, so we'll go back here, we'll file and import. It should default again to our scenes folder. We'll go up one, then into object cleaning, and we'll grab the, oh, there's other stuff in there already. How is that even possible? I just made the folder. Huh. And it's still, wow, it's still doing it. Reverse the normals? No, I wonder if it's a material thing. Because I can't, oh, I can grab faces now at least. I go inside, can I grab a face from either side? Huh. I wonder if it's like assigning a material or something. Let's find out. Okay, so who knows what bug it is. So what I did was I took the piece that had the inputs on it, and I didn't realize when I duplicated it, the wedge inputs disappeared. So not that that means anything. We'll see what's going to happen here. We want to do it live. Why not? And so we'll just snap this down, bring it back to the 000 world space. Our little kind of almost like a canopy shape for the wedge on there. And fingers crossed, freeze, delete. Okay, so yeah, something to do with the wedge tool being active, I guess. Yeah, who knows? Okay, I'm gonna bring it up, and we'll. Looks like I might have. Oh, there we go. One more. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I created a little separation there. So if you want to have a corbel or any other pieces underneath there, that there's space for it. And now I could take this piece and we can clone it here, clone it again. And we'll take this piece right here, and we could bring it around so that it curves this way. Let's see if this works. This should really be interesting. Okay, we're going to go to faces. And let's see, we're going to go grab these faces, make sure we are in multi-component tool. Again, that's a multi-selection and in selection mode. So I'm grabbing these. Oops. Make sure I didn't get anything underneath on accident. And we're going to hinge it on this edge right here. So shift, right click, wedge. And no, it did not like that at all. Thought it might not like it. It'd be really cool if it worked. And I think it's just me not having mastery of the tool, so we'll see. See what we can get going on here. Okay, so another way we could do this is to use the mirror tool. So we'll just take this down to the ground, 0, 0, 0 world space, and we'll isolate that for the moment. Full frame it up. Here we go. And what I'd like to do is use the mirror tool on this guy, see if I can get it to rotate around from right there. So there's a few different ways to try this. Huh, why did my snap turn off? I guess I turned off and didn't even realize it. There it goes. Okay, so I have a piece there. And the other tool to play around with, so I'll come back to the wedge tool once I've kind of re-practiced. I got some more practice with it. So we'll go back over here to mesh and mirror and pull up the mirror tool. And so you can have it mirrored and cut the geometry. You can have it mirror on which axis. So we could go X, hit apply. So it's going to do the two sides here. And while it's active, we can rotate it. So you could do an in piece like that, which is pretty awesome. Let me try that again. Let me hold down J and snap. So that's your L turn in, right? Or we can have it go back around like that and do an L turn out. Pretty freaking awesome, I'd say. Yeah. So again, the tool has to be active. Go switch back to, so when the tool's still active like that, I think it causes problems here because it's still got the inputs live. And so what I'll do with this piece, and we go out of isolation mode for just a moment, I'm just going to duplicate it right away and make sure that the tool's gone, that we don't have any more inputs coming in, which I'm sure is not the right way to do this, but that's the fastest, cleanest way I know at the moment. So we'll see. And that keeps turning off as well. So it's on axis there. It's on axis there. All good. Okay, so we're going to get rid of these faces right here in the back. And this is getting into trim set, so this is more advanced, but you guys are ready for it at this point. And then we can take the vertices on the end here, grab all the vertices, go to the move tool, and it should snap right along the axis to that point. Grab all the vertices here and grab all the way, snap across right there. There we go. And get rid of the diagonal wedge that serves no purpose. Control backspace. And now if I had better control of the sweep tool, I would have just done a sweep around this corner, but this little corner piece here should work pretty well. And then we shift right click and let's see, is merge in that one. Merge vertices is right there. And then if we collapse it, let's see if that one works. We go here and click one time, turn off the snap for just a moment, and let's see if those are merged together. They are not merged together. Okay, so I don't know why. Let's try again. Let's try the merge up here with the threshold at 0.05. Switch over to, and then, okay, that worked. Cool. So getting used to that shortcut menu, I forget what the box was called. Okay, so that should work out pretty well. So there's our little turn piece that we might need. Let's see if this goes black again. No. Okay, we're good. Right on. Okay, so let's take this piece over here to the corner and gotta get the grid snap back on again. There we go. Let's grid snap it to our corner and drag it up, 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 up. And remember, it will constrain pretty well if we do it right. And shift snap this over. There we go. And just like a charm, that worked very well. So we can grab the next piece here, and we can shift drag that over. It's 2. And I know when you have a little gap here in column, so you just have like a little corner piece, like whatever, and you can have it go up in here and hide into that one or not. Like it depends, again, on which style you're going for. But this piece should work pretty well over here. So this whole thing should now snap together. So I'm going to grab these 3 pieces here, or 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the end caps 5. Going to group them together, Control G. This group looks like it's empty. Don't know if there's anything connected to that. I'm going to delete it. So group here, we're going to call this the roof. And rounded. We could come up with a better name for it. Roof. Rounded. GRP _ 01. And let's bring the pivot point here. Let's go D and V, and let's bring it up to that corner right there, and then we'll drag it back down to 0, 0, 0 world space. See if that is working okay. Looks like it is. Make sure it's all zeroed out, so we'll freeze it. And I don't think the history matters at this point. I'm probably yeah. Yes, so much of the stuff I did architecture using 3ds Max for so many years, so it was always the superior architectural modeling program, but I've really just kind of embraced Maya and said, okay, I gotta just do everything with this program for the moment, so this should work pretty well. Okay, so we take that piece and then we're going to shift drag it over to the corner like that, and then go to rotate, hold down J, and whoa, try that again, hold down J and snap. There we go. And hold down Shift and J together and rotate again. Nope, wrong curve, I guess. That's group 1, that's group 2. Okay, got it. Shift and J, and make sure it's just the green one. Snap back. There we go. Go to the move tool and drag it over. Voila. Go to rotate. Shift and J. And click, click, click. 90 degrees. Switch to move and pull it back. And so there we have a little roof. Looks like a parapet or cabin top roof that we can then just put flat pieces in here for this to sit on top of, and this should go around, and we can decide if we want different wall units that have windows punched in them, or a door, or if you want to bring that up and or extend down from that and put pillars around it, and pilasters, and there's just another whole nother level to this and getting into the model kit. So you have these pieces here. You have the corbel, the cornice for sure, and the pilasters. These ones will really add a lot of trim detail to this. And there's also the hoods and the gables that can come off the roof. So we'll take a look more at that. But for now, this should be pretty much good to go. So there's like a little top here. So for the interior of this now, at least for the roof piece, if I have a standard 4x4 roof piece, so that's right now it's under the walls. So for this one, I'm going to shift drag it over. And I'm going to drag it into the set of roof pieces over here. So I have these 4 right here. I'm going to pull it out temporarily. I'm going to grab all these roof pieces here that I just made, and Control G, I'm going to group them together. Nice as rounded roof group. Round, oops. Roof underscore rounded underscore maybe full, something like that. GRP1, and then take this piece here. We're going to drag it into there, so it's part of that group now. And go ahead and give it its own group as well. So we'll call this, say, roof flat underscore GRPs, and then underscore 01. So it's inside there, and so we just got to rename this thing. So it's no longer a wall that's 8 by, oh, I never went back and changed the name to that one. That's a good catch there. That one should be a 4x4, no longer. It is 4x4 by dot 2 0401. There we go. This is the 8x8 that I replicated and then brought it in. This is the roof piece here. All right, so remember, for roofs and ceilings, and or roofs, if it's a walking on roof, then I want to rotate it down flat so that the top of it, you see the grid above it, see the grid is now flush with that piece. If I look at that, it's going to be perfectly flat. If I look at it from the different viewports, there we go. That's indeed going to tile, or going to fill in the space there. And we want that to be its default position, so I'm going to drag it over 0, 0, 0. Space over here, freeze and delete history. And there we go. There's our, it's no longer called a wall. It's now roof underscore flat. And let's go ahead and caps on roof underscore flat. And it is not a 8x4, it is a 4x4 roof piece. There we go. Okay, so if you have these ones here, all part of this segment, so I'm going to isolate that for just a moment and bring this over to the corner. And as you can see, it fits perfectly. How about them apples? Bring it up flat, like that. And we should be able to very quickly drag, shift drag, and shift drag, and shift drag over, and shift drag this whole thing over 1, 2, oops. Make sure that slow it down a little bit and just go carefully. No reason to spaz out on this part. Oops, see, I missed the handle just by like a fraction of a pixel. There we go. So there's our roof. Okay, so we can go out of isolation mode. So there you go. So maybe you want it a little bit higher. So let's grab this whole roof, flat roof portion here. So we have that roof, the flat roof pieces. Go out of isolation mode. Go back into the 4 viewport mode, and I will leave the X-ray mode on the side view quite a bit, and let's bring it up just enough so that it touches the bottom of that dome, so I can see it right here. So 1 snap, snap, snap. There we go. It's just barely touching. If I grab this one, you can see if I grab these together, there we go. That is pretty solid. And we have 1, 2, 3. If I pull up the grid options again, they're at 5. Let's make that 10 and apply. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 10. So that is 60 centimeters. So we want to find out if that's too high or too low if someone were standing on that roof. So let's go and grab our little robot. Where did our little robot go? Custom robot models are over here. All right, so let's always keep yourself in check. When you're doing architecture, especially size indicators, you can get away with a lot with organic stuff, but when you're doing a person or a character, it really, if the size of this architecture is off, it's gonna just ruin it for sure. So you'll see That is just a tiny bit too low. I think if I were, do you want it up above your hips, maybe up more around waist height? So no problem. We'll just go up here and we'll grab all these pieces again. So go to Q so I don't accidentally move anything. And I could go down here and just grab all these flat roof pieces here. Just grab one and go up again. And let's see if I go to move. Yeah, I have not moved my pivot yet for the group itself. So D, get that pivot up to the bottom of it. Drag it back down to the floor again. Freeze it so that's at 0. Bring it back up again. And this time I want to bring it up literally to the, let's see if we go Alt 5 on the keyboard. Yeah, make sure you can see our wires. So right about there is the top of the wall. So that's what we had been measuring. So let's bring it back down like that. And now if we take our little character and bring it down foot, there we go. So it's up more like chest height. That's probably about right. If you go to a skyscraper rooftop, they're pretty high up. They're not like something where you can just lean over and just spill right over the top of it, I don't think. So now if we grab this piece and arrow up, and we could bring that down until it touches, and we'll check in the 4 viewport one more time. Yeah, oh no, it's going to crash, isn't it? So yeah, it crashed again and had to come back. So, but here's the roof kit piece, and just to reiterate how this turned out. So X-ray mode from the side view with Alt 5 with your wireframe on solid really shows this pretty well. And I have my snap turned on, so if I see, this is where my top of the flat roof part is. So this is the flat part with the pivot to the top face that matches up, and then I brought it right in so that the bottom of it meets with the bottom of the side of the parapet roof. Or it does have an overhang, and you could go in here and detail the heck out of this thing. It would look really cool. But that's, if I go into side view, you can see what that looks like. You can turn the grid off and on. Pretty happy with that. So we'll go out of isolation mode and out of isolation mode here as well. So we could do some other roofing. So I'll leave that flat roof as is for now. And I'll drag it out of the rounded kit, which is all of it here. So I'll just take that out for the time being. And see if I can get it out of here without sticking in another group on accident. There we go. Okay, so we have all this rounded stuff here. So for that part here, I'm going to grab all the rounded roof pieces. And so this could be angled, it could be flat, it could go up higher. If it goes up higher, I'm back into like over the top of the walls, like inside the over the interior walls like that. Then you have to, you know, plan differently for that. So here's this piece here. I think this is where it crashed, how it sits on there. So I just want to make sure that this is sitting indeed flat on the roof part. There we go. So that should be good now. And yeah, we could do a whole first floor. We could pop in all the doors and windows, put colonnades, have a hood, have an entranceway. We can take smaller pieces of these, have them coming off the side, do balconies, do railing. There's just a ton of stuff you could do here. And you can see with the way this worked out with these two pieces here. And here's my little, oops, here's my little character. You see that. You know, that's about the height of a door. So the door frame would go right up to the side of that, and then you could do the windows. And if I'm looking at the reference here for the White House, you can see how the different pieces come together on this. So you can see the windows here and how they're kind of stacked. You can see how they get taller in the bottom and then progressively smaller. There is a little railing here. I don't know if you can get into that part. Here's arches with compound roofs. It's really a pretty spectacular building, but you don't have to do anything too crazy for the first exercise when you're doing this. You know, just try and get, you know, a couple pieces, get a little corner going here, and then we can punch in the windows and doors and things like that. So that is everything on there except for we need to do stairs still, and we can still do the doors and the windows. So let's do the stairs next. And I could do maybe a different kind of roof as well. But that wedge tool, learn how to use the wedge tool, learn how to use the mirror tool, and how to rotate those pieces around to get your turn, to get these little corner turn pieces off your profile. The other thing we could do here is we could build like a little corner column piece here to kind of hide this piece out right here. So if we can do, I could do like a little rounded piece if I want to have that corner rounded. I can make it stick out a little bit. Like it depends what we're going for here. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab a cube piece here. I'm just going to drag this cube out to the corner and then up. And I should have angled a little better. Oh, I got lucky. There we go. So that worked out okay. And then we can go into the grid options here and maybe give it, whoops, I was keeping that at 10. I was having more luck dropping this down to 50. I think that's what I had been doing. So you get this a little more detail. Yeah, that works better. And then we can grab these corner pieces here on the face and we could just bring that in just so it's like just a little bit of a profile here in the corner. So it's not totally sticking out. It's got a little cap here, but that's okay. That's kind of, you can have the space here to do your trim. It goes all the way around underneath. And yeah, if you wanted to do railing, if you want to do corbels, there's some, you know, I'm ready to do this whole thing now, but I got to like stop myself, right? Can't just go crazy with this. Let's do some doorways. So if we continue on this and we want to have some doors here, let's go ahead and drop this back to 100 for the time being, and let's do door here and up, and then again I should have had maybe grab my little character, and where am I? I'm all way over there. Okay, let's fix that. Let's work in the front. Try and work in the front as much as possible, and you know, try to have your reference handy, and you know, do it right the first time. So you can go, you know, F and F, F, kind of get yourself repositioned every now and then, so you're not like totally off in la la land. Oh, what is that bright piece there? Why is that so bright in this front viewport here? It's strange. That's like an artifact, or what's going on there? Huh, it's just doing it, huh? All right, so yeah, for this one, looking at the door, knocking on the door and some windows here. So now I have the side view, so I probably want to go up to the 200 meters, or 2 meters, 200 centimeters, right? So we'll go in here and grab a cube and go across right here and click and drag across. I got some thickness, make sure it's got enough thickness to go through the wall piece. So maybe go one extra little oomph there and then drag up. And I'm watching from the side view or the front view. I have out here, and if I wanted to do like some grand entry doors, we could go up a little higher like that, maybe do a double door, something like that. There we go. D and V. Punch that in. You can see from the outside in, inside out. There we go. And if we drop that to 50 one more time, oops. Really careful, so a little slower. Watch my twitchiness here. Apply that. And let's bring it back one more. So it's protruding out just a little tiny bit from each side of the wall. Okay. D, bring it back right there. That should do pretty good. So if I want to have a wall piece with a door punch to it, same exact thing as we did for the interior, right? So we grab this piece here. We grab the two faces, we go to the model toolkit and extrude and bring them in just on these two axes, just like that. grab the bottom. Let's go ahead out and let's get in the object mode here for just a moment and isolate it. Make sure we're in object mode. Didn't grab anything else on accident. What's going on here? There we go. Thank you. Did I delete them already, or are they just not? Oh, it's up here still. Oh, well. All right. Looks like I might have snapped it down on accident. So we don't need that one. We'll leave the sides here for now, I suppose. That's all right. And then we'll grab these two faces right here, and we'll go ahead and bridge them together so they snap and create a frame for us all the way around. That is what we want, for sure. And go ahead to edge mode, and let's go around the door frame. So Control Shift so it goes all the way around. Hopefully connect, do one in the middle. We go 1, 2, 3. So we have a center line as well. And double click, go to move, and we can snap each of these edge loop flows to the grid to make sure that that should be centered there. Yeah, that's centered. There we go. And I went ahead and let them run all the way around. We could stop them at the bottom. Oh, did it stop on the bottom somehow over here? Looks like it did. Okay, no problem. Scale it and reapply. Just check all the way around the edge. And now we can go to vertex mode, go to the front viewport. There we go. And it's up to you on your design aesthetic. You got to check out your framing. I think there's some averages I just kind of inherently know, but that'd be a bit more of a deeper discussion at this point. So we'll just kind of do a simple frame like that. And then we can make another door to fit inside of there. So we click on that and maybe hit Control S and save first. Now we're going to go up here to this piece and drag a cube across. Let go. And then push the cube forward or backward. Looks like I am way off, so I don't see. Oh, I'm isolated still here. There we go. So I just kind of pushed. You can feel the snaps kind of going in there. And then you want the door. Usually for exterior doors, they almost always swing inward, so that way they can't be taken off the hinges. The hinges are on the inside for security reasons, I believe. So, okay, and then we'll bring it over from the side view. That, and from the front view. Let's see how that's looking. Looks like it's looking all right. There it is. So we can push that in. So it's, oops. Yeah. All right, so we'll take one of our door pieces here, and we'll take the door frame, and we'll isolate. We'll take just that wall piece, and we will connect one time. Oops, middle mouse drag to add more or less. Enter, and drag it up to even, then go down one side, connect, enter, and move that over to the side, and click and drag across one more, enter, use your orthographic viewport and drag it to the other side. So that should be really nice. So we'll go to object mode real quick and out of isolate back in. Go to face mode here. Let's grab the bottom first. And well, actually, let's see if I can just grab these two faces here on each side and use the bridge tool. And just get comfortable with this shift right click. Poke, extrude, or control right click. No, shift right click. And share and out bridge faces. There we go. Okay, so that did work. And hit, I'm done, hit Q on the keyboard, grab those, delete. Smooth it one time, see if those edges are, I think maybe we've left some unwelded vertices when I deleted that. So grab a vertex here, give it a little wiggle, and see if it's unwelded. Looks like it's okay. It's not curving around like it is on that side though. So just to be sure, we'll grab all these vertices here and we'll do a merge. And then back to Q again. And then when we round it, it's still doing it. Okay. Guess it's all right. Go back to object mode. And our pivot is still in the correct location. And there you can see our door wall piece with a door pop through is there. Oh, my little corner piece went. Oh, I guess I did my corner back over there. That was strange. Let's bring it over to the wall. So just want like a corner done, right? For your first one, you don't have to go too crazy with it. Just making sure. There we go. That's there. You're not beveling anything yet. Man, don't start beveling stuff at this stage. You're just asking for it. Like, get the big, you're trying to block in. This is a block out. This is a model kit. These are your proportions and size. Bevels are the killer at this stage. You'll start detailing it, and then next thing you know, you're doing detailed models, and you should not be doing detailed models yet. It'll really just stop you in your tracks. So just checking where this is in the middle of the door frame. So if we wanted to actually do door jams and things like that, but like I just said, we're not going to do door jams yet. Like, just don't do it. Don't do it. There we go. So it opens inward nicely. So this is like the conservatory of flowers. This could be like a greenhouse type of deal, right? So there's a bunch of fun stuff we could do with these pieces. We could add, the window's gonna be the same, so I won't go through that right this minute, but that should be enough to get you started with your exterior set. So let's just recap all the great stuff we have in here. So we have crashed Maya, and I didn't save first. Recovery files, and yeah, so I should probably clean this scene out, name some stuff, get rid of some histories, and we'll come back for the last phase, which is some stairs.